fighter.
Lady in fire.
Fight.
You win.
Hi, Gravy. Wait lang. I'm just sharing my stuff. Alright, we'll be starting. I'm just get a swig of coffee. I'm having a bit of a headache. I think it's my pillow or my lack of pillow. My neck is quite strained, and I think I have a stiff neck when I woke up. But you don't need neck movements, well, for the most part, a drawing. So I hope a mug of coffee could flush them away. But sadly, that's not how anything works. Alright, so we'll be trying to finish this piece today, hopefully. Again, not counting eggs in a basket. But I think it's almost done. We have minor corrections mostly. I noticed maybe this part needs work. Also the hand, the belly, and the belt buckle. Of course, the background, I'm thinking of maybe adding some depth to it, because most manga covers use that template. Well, not all, but most of them. I've seen this, especially in Bleach. It kind of works, but you know, there's no background. So we're gonna wait it out. So yeah, we're gonna decide later if we want to make a background for this. For now, we'll be painting, mostly anatomy. The hair, it's fine. I mean, I could go for a darker value for the hair. Maybe a bit closer to the pants here. But for now, let's focus on working most of the unfinished parts. I'm just painting hands right now. So again, remembering that we should. Oh, I forgot I need to use this with this brush. So just remember that the shapes of the knuckles and where does the soft part. Wait, this is the pencil. There you go. Where the soft parts of the hand are. Well, where they are located. So that's mostly what's concerned. Anatomy wise, I think we're okay. Let me flip that. Yeah. Deltoid, trapezius, sternum. Yeah. This is the pectoral majoris. I forgot the name. Lateralis is behind. It's right here. The lats. So yeah, mostly we're gonna be working on finishing the shadow. Uh, for those who've only joined us today, we're going off with this image of our logos blocking it. And we're mimicking the style, and this presentation. So this is from Takahiko Inoue, creator of Slam Dunk and Vagabond, and among others. I forgot. That's most of his prominent works. And in this particular cover, he uses this type of color scheme, which is really interesting. I really want to emulate this shadow technique and this lighting setup with this character. It's not the same, but it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool working out like as it is, and yeah, I'm liking it for thus far. Yeah. So yeah, that's where we base this setup. That's completely fine if you want to be inspired by a piece and you want to pay homage to it. You could definitely do that. What you shouldn't do is plagiarize others' work. So even in concept art, right? We have a technique called photo bashing. So because we're not trying to sell an art piece, we're trying to sell the product, the design itself, for games or for films. So when you're trying to sell a design or a product, time is much more important than artistic expression because you're designing. There are problems that you have to solve, right? The director would want something, the art director would want something, and you'll try to answer those questions and problems through your design. So you're not expressing yourself as an artist, you're fixing problems as an artist. So yeah, that's quite a different take in art, the spectrum of art. So when we put on our designer hat, we think about, okay, what works, what doesn't work. We're trying to sell the product, the game, the visual direction, the lore, the culture of people who live inside this universe, right? That's what we're trying to sell, the believability that it actually exists. So when we try to solve it using art, it's just a tool. It's like a language. We're trying to communicate to whoever would see this that, hey, it's a tank but made of something, right? So that's what we're trying to do, and in that regards, we value time more, and the techniques doesn't really becomes divine. There's no what do you call this? There's no mystery in the process at that point. You're not an artist. You're not, the typical sense of the artist that, it's expression of something. No, you are much more closer to a furniture designer, a car designer. You're much closer to that, industrial designers. But we're working on films and games, which would be given to the 3D modelers. We got rig, so it's a part of a production pipeline. So we want the design to be following whatever protocols or objectives the director would give us, and we would like to solve those things before people could finalize it first, and then we could work on down the pipeline. So it's like it's a flow. It's a ongoing thing. It doesn't end with the art. So with that comes in mind, we need fast results. We need to do revisions, churn out a few art pieces every week. Not necessarily mandatory, but we need to do that in order to keep things going. So speed kind of becomes apparent, and not trying to hurry it up. No, no. We're trying to get as much revisions and progress to a product so that it can go down the line and be produced by the animators, the riggers, the modelers. So there's a lot of people waiting for the design, so we need to crank it up. So what was I saying? Okay, when it comes to that, you need to apply techniques that would help you do that specifically. So we tend to use photographs, we photo bashing. We tend to use kit bashing with some, we just texture bash. I think that's a better photo textures. That's a better term. Kit bashing is for 3D modelers. So that's what we do so that we could turn up the designs and apply revisions without taking too much time figuring it all out. So the integrity of art for art's sake kind of take a backseat on that time. But what you're doing is solving problems, and it's quite different if you're, for example, you're making an illustration, right? There's already an existing design. You're just gonna make it the money shot, and you have to render it very nicely. And it's quite different from concept art. Concept art's more loose, so you don't. If there are changes, you could throw it away or merge it with other designs. It's not pristine. Hey, Tylene. Tylene. We're gonna think. I would. I'm too poor to buy followers. I'm too poor for that. I wish I could. Nah, nah. You can't. You can't buy followers. That would be pointless. It's like making love to yourself, which is not pointless entirely. You know what I mean. You shouldn't buy. People do that. Do people actually fall for this shit? Actually, I actually like this song. It's one of the things that I wish that keeps on playing. It's on random. So yeah, as I was talking, what was I talking about? Yeah. So copyright, right? No copyrighted materials. So don't plagiarize other people's work, and that's a no-no. But if you're gonna get inspired by these piece and you want to emulate the atmosphere, the temperature, the presentation, that's completely fine. But don't trace it and then change one thing or another and then call it your own. It doesn't work like that. Tracing is because when people talk about tracing, right? They're talking about copying the general pose and composition of the work. So they would just change up everything else, right? It's just the basic composition and the anatomy mostly. Mostly people do that for the anatomy, and it's not cool to do that. But you can't own perspective and foreshortening and anatomy, right? You can't. There's no owning. It's like owning a tone in playing violin or a piano. You own the middle C. It's like, hey, I own that middle C. You can't use it. So I think there's a fine line between trying to mimic the shot and the perspective of someone's work, and there's blatantly copying elements of it, because it shouldn't matter. It I know I sound like I'm self-contradicting myself. I'm contradicting myself, but it shouldn't matter if you're still doing your own thing, right? If you still drew it precisely as you want, and for example, I can't understand this perspective, or how is my perspective wrong and doesn't work, but this exact thing just does it. Trace it. Deconstruct the shot of the one that you're actually referencing to. Deconstruct the camera. Deconstruct the building. No, the foundation lines or the anatomical lines, the construction lines. There you go. That took a while. Construction lines of your reference and put it on yours. And okay, now you understand. So there's a fine line between lazy copying stuff and just putting your paper on top of another person's work and then tracing it, and then at the end of the day calling it or your own, and maybe use it as something else, and just that, and then referencing stuff. You could see a lot of references everywhere, like the posing, the arrangement. It can be referenced, and if the reference is famous enough, you get, it gets instantly picked up, and that's completely fine. Do you find people complaining about JoJo references? No, you don't. It's funny when it's happened. You feel proud that hey, they also know JoJo, and it's not getting old for some reason. So it's fine to reference stuff, but it's not cool to use another person's artwork as a lazy tool so that you could have your own. I think that that's a fine line in itself. Why am I talking about those stuff? I need to paint. So for now, we're just adding. Oh yeah, because of the reference, right? Yeah, I kind of forgot about that. So now we're just adding details on the cloth because it has folds and uh, what do you call those? Wrinkles, right? Now for now we're just adding more stuff and maybe values, adding a bit more value here and there, values here and there, to just depth on the piece. And we're just adding more stuff all around here. I don't know. I'm not gonna make the shadow part of the cloth because I think I've established that the only blue shadows will be the ambient occlusion shadows. So those things will be the only represented with this blue paint. So these stuff won't get the same treatment. So now we're gonna go with the what do you call this? That thing, the stomach area or the abs area or the tummy. So maybe a bit of abs, maybe. So okay, so this is it's gonna face around here. So we're right on the money. Just adding more because there's supposed to be almost no light here. And oh, we're just gonna add more stuff here. And so I'm planning to get the recording of this cover and the making of, compiling it and then editing it a bit. Maybe add a little bit of voiceover. If whoa, this is a new song. Is this the same stuff? I might get. Yeah, it is. That's cool. Julian Avila. So I'm listening to Lake Inspired. It's copyright-free music. I think his link is on the description. It's really cool. So where am I at? Okay, adding more stuff. Right there. This pink needs to go. Huh? Why is it like that? Because this brush is actually absorbing the paint beneath it. It's acting like it's a yeah it's trying to mimic a clear color. Oh no, Copic markers. It's a different brand, but they're the same. It's like they're Sharpies with expensive color setups, which I don't like. I like watercolor when it comes to architectural rendering. Watercolor and ink. That's my jam when I was still studying architecture. Heavy blots of ink, and then I would just smudge them to add some watercolor effect. And then when you actually, it depends when you want that effect to bleed through the watercolor, like outside of the stuff you want to show. It's quite tricky, man. When it works, it's amazing. It's quite nice to actually do. It's like there's artistic flair to it, which is always welcome. On my department, at least. On my whatever. Oh, did I erase something? Okay. I'm just gonna add a dab of blue here so that it's consistent with what we're trying to do. But that's just some hue change so that it doesn't look weird. It's just a dab of red there. I'm just gonna clean this up a bit. Wouldn't take much. Just remove that dark red building up on the side. It's probably from the earlier layers when I'm trying to figure out the color of the scarf. And there we go. Okay, now this part needs some good old highlights, so we're just gonna color pick that, bring that way up, and just dab it. Wonder if I tried doing that crazy guy's anti-Bob Ross technique. Scream your sorrows as we paint this color across the canvas. That would be annoying, I think, which might be fun. Alright. Ooh, do we need to change that? Maybe I could add some variations in this part. It's too big of a shadow. And this is quite weird. I don't like the shape of this. I might want it to fade better. Yeah. I think. Oh yeah, this thing. So for this, again, we're gonna have the red. It's gonna be the same red, so that it's consistent. I'm not trying to replicate. Okay, I'm gonna need a different brush for this one. Or actually, a new layer, which would make my life a lot easier doing this. There we go, add that, this, that. So it's supposed to say this part. It's supposed to say 222, but the Roman numerals for that is weird. Not weird. It's not cool to put it on a belt buckle. That's C C C. Wait, that's 100. Yeah, CCXXII. L is 15. C is 100. M is 1000. Yeah. So yeah, so instead of putting the actual Roman numerals, I'm just gonna add 222 because aesthetic for aesthetic reasons. Of course, we're gonna factor in. I smell curry downstairs. That smells good. Okay. I think it's balanced enough. Is it like the same angle or shit? Well, let's try that. And no, we should do that. Okay, so we're gonna add a bit of depth here. Maybe is it engraved in? No, it's engraved outside of the metal plate. Something like that. Oops. So same here. Just adding a bit of depth, and here we don't need it much. And of course, behind it, we need to cast some shadow because it's not sitting in empty space; it's sitting on the piece of metal. And that's what we're gonna do. Just adding a bit more shadow. Yeah, we don't have to be like ruler accurate. It's still an illustration. Unless it's a building, of course, we need to do that. And we could add a bit of flair to it before we new layer. Oh, click the layer below. There you go. Violet like that. Oh shit, it didn't work. Hold on. Maybe a bit of green. Yeah, that'll be okay. Okay, before we add that, let me delete that stuff. And we're gonna duplicate this 2 more times. Put this on the side, adjust it accordingly. Make sure the perspective is not too weird. Where is that boy? There's that. And oh, we're getting way too. Whoa! Oh yeah, that's the third one. Okay, the third one goes here. 1, 2, 3. Huh? Nani? Oh, that's the third one. So 1, 2. Okay, they have to switch up. There we go. For this one, we just add a bit of slant towards the top because this is way heading up. Is that even correct? Yeah, it is. Okay, so now we're gonna align all these because it's easy to detect something that's not in perspective because you're dealing with straight lines and our eyes are accustomed to seeing very slight changes in angles and directions. I'm not sure why. Maybe something we benefited from it a long time ago. Changing horizons, or maybe just the orientation of stuff. Or maybe because we were once arboreal. We used to live in the trees before we decided to, fuck that. There's not much trees in Africa. I'm gonna go down and learn how to walk. And walk on two legs. So maybe that's why we could sense orientation and direction, especially with lines. Maybe I'm speculating here. Okay, the third one goes here. So yeah, we could detect changes in perspective quite well. It's like it doesn't feel right, and you see something distorted. Doesn't you feel it in your gut that doesn't look correct, and that's how I check my perspective actually. Especially with organic stuff where I don't have to make construction lines. But there is camera here. Let me show you the sketch. Oh, that's the old one. I think I removed it. Oh no, it's here. See, those circles represent the angle of what I'm trying to do. Let me highlight that up. Actually, I changed the head a bit. It's a bit too big on the sketch. But yeah, these circles represents the cylindrical nature of the arm, right? And if my camera is right around his waist, that direction towards his eyes would be looking up, and the direction on his hands is straight. So this is my horizon line. This right here, and it goes way up there. It's like the camera is looking up at him. So you can see the underside of his jaw, his nose, his lips, his ears, his underside of his scarf, his brows, his chest here, and even some parts of his, even the clothing, right? It flies off, and you can see a bit more of the underside of the shirt, or yeah, tank top. So yeah, it's mostly that. So we are now trying to fix. I guess it's okay, but we could still adjust it. I think there's a bit of it's a bit of a hiccup right here. Because that one doesn't. Right. Okay, so now we're just gonna delete this part because it's behind it. And just paint. There's nothing else to do but just paint. Oops, too much. Oh. Could be okay. Okay, now we're just gonna add more stuff to it. Just add a bit of shadow here and there. It's working quite well. And pull up maybe a bit of a red tint. Whoa. Okay. Clip paint is automatically saving my stuff. It kind of freaks me out. I'm always thinking I might crash, but it's just saving my file. Not good. That is not good. I need to change tactics on this part. Maybe we could go with the singular. Nah, doesn't. Maybe just a bit. could pile it up. No. Still not. Yeah, but it looks like it's actually red and white. Maybe could ease out the. Yeah, I guess. Just narrow it down so it really doesn't. Okay. I need to change something here. It's supposed to be here. No. No, a bit of a gradient. Some colors are there, but it doesn't look nice. Okay, next plan. Because of the thing. Vivid light? No. Overlay? Hard light, soft light, hard light. I mean, you know what? Let's just go with normal. It's way better. And let's also remove the highlight. Okay. Can't figure this out. Maybe that's okay. And then we're just gonna ease in a bit on those rough edges. Oh, it's not okay. Let's add a bit more stuff there. There you go. That's decent, I guess. And then we're just gonna add more, shadow beneath it. It shouldn't even be showing right now, but whatever. Like the light shouldn't, like go around his arm and under there. It's just a reflection. I want to make it pop. It's an artistic freedom that I'm employing here, because I want it to look cool. And I guess that differentiates artists from a photograph, art piece from a photograph. You're looking at something in your own perspective and translating that perspective into something else. You're not trying to capture reality, you are interpreting reality. There you go. With what you want to show. Of course you can do that with photographs, but it's not inherently the thing that they try to accomplish. You want to capture the moment, right? It's a photograph. And artist wants to capture the emotion, the feeling, the mood, the character of something that is maybe bland or a scene. Of course, there's also, you could also capture that with photography, right? So these two are quite similar, and It's just the interpretation, right? Like a photographer would capture a moment, and that moment is static. I'm saying that in the sense of what he wants to show, right? That's it. It could invoke a lot of feelings, a lot of stuff, but he captured that moment and he decided to click the shutter. Uh, painting can be, it's like eating something and digesting it out and then put it out there for everyone to show. It's not a good analogy, isn't it? Anyways, I kind of missed the point where I talked about that. So next thing is the arm. I'm gonna take a short break, and we're gonna finish the arm. We finished the belt, which is quite okay. It's kind of neat. And maybe fix the hair. This part is a little bit too, long. Just I don't mind, but we could adjust it a bit. Maybe pull it closer to his scalp. It's way out here. But I guess that's okay. Yeah. I guess that's okay. So yeah, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna take a 5 minutes break. So I could stretch my back and my legs and my arms because I'm cramped. I have a cramp setup and I just need to do that. Alright, I'll be right back. forgot to switch my scenes. Hold up. There we go. Alright, so minimize that, minimize that. Okay. So, oh yeah, the arms. I mean the fist. Where is that thing? Okay, grab that stuff. And we're gonna add more ambient occlusion on this part and this part. And maybe a bit of here. But not really. It's fine. I've decided that it's fine. And of course we're gonna pick that bad boy right there and dab a few more right here and make it so that these knuckles are actually going inside the puff. Oh no, the webbing on your hand. If you have webbed hands, it's not just useful. I forgot the term. Vestigial organs? Yeah. So it's like vestigial skin. The webbing of the hand doesn't really help us swim better. It's just a remnants of what we used to have. And it doesn't work. Shit. Alright. We're gonna dab it more so it doesn't really pop into the place. Maybe like that. Right. Okay. Okay. There's too much K in that K. Alright. So we might add more values to the hair. I think that's apparent. So I guess that's the last few bits that we're gonna add in this piece, and then we're gonna go finish the and maybe. Doesn't work. Kind of adds more, adds depth to the hair. It also brings your eyes closer to the face because it, or maybe we could use the same blue. Would that work? Oh shit! It might. All right. We'll try it out. Nice and something. Maybe add a bit more of now it acts like a highlight, right? It's like a rim light coming from his face. But since the rule we've set is that this blue, which is based from this image, it's inspired by the light setup and the color scheme used in this image by Takehiko Inoue sensei. It's supposed to be the shadow, or in this case, in this piece, it's the ambient occlusion. It's occlusion of ambient light, which is it's just a technical term for where light doesn't really reach, but we're kind of using it loosely here. Let's see. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, but it kind of looks cool. And it doesn't give you an impression that he has a highlight thing going on there. Like if you're a 90s kid, you know those. Like the blonde highlights. That was a thing. Everyone used to have that. I don't. I'm not cool. And that's completely fine. Yeah, it's kind of working. It's kind of. We're gonna keep the rough, the rough. Excuse me. The rough patterns that is forming because I'm not using the brush that I should be using. There we go. Alright, so maybe we're not gonna keep that after all. But it's kind of nice. It kind of feels like hair. It has that bristly stuff going on with itself. Let's smooth these out. Kind of a tongue twister there. Yeah, in my head, it's kind of popping in as a highlight. But, you know, it's cool. It gives character to, it makes sense in the setup. So I think we're gonna push with that. And maybe add a bit more here. I hope my fan is not blasting through my mic. I was still adding more stuff here. I still can't get rid of the sale. There's a Huion sale going on right now, and I want to buy a new tablet. I'm using a drawing tablet, not a display tablet. So I've been eyeing for one in a long time, and as of now, I don't have the commission money for to buy it in one go. So I might get it, or I might miss the sale. So we'll see. We'll see. I just can't get. I can't. I just can't brush it off my head. It's popping in and out. Kind of looks cool. Because if we keep the rules uniform, it would make sense, right? Our brains think like that. If it's a pattern and the pattern doesn't change, it expects it, right? So if you change the color of your shadow throughout the entire piece, it wouldn't think that it's something else. It would suppose that it is a shadow, and it would register as a shadow. See, it's consistent. So it doesn't look like he has blue streaks of hair. It's just how the scene is lit. Alright, so let's add a bit more stronger shadows. It's not even dark. It's like in the middle of blue. It's not shadow. It's a mid-tone blue with enough saturation. It gives off that neon feel to it, which is nice. I haven't painted like this before, and it's kind of a learning experience for me. Not to be restricted with fundamentals when you're doing stuff. It's playing around it. You're not neglecting it completely. You are playing with the rules after you understood them. That's a completely different thing. Or just gonna add stuff here. Oh, I've heard this song. I know this. I've heard this song before. I think one of the YouTubers I follow uses it, and I might be listening to. Okay, it's fine. It's still like inspired. It's cool. Where was I? Just adding more stuff. We're about done. Just gonna finish the shadows on this part to make so that it makes sense. Of course, again, the perspective of the camera is that it's right around. Where is that? Here. This is the horizon line, and it's looking upwards. So at the hair, this part is actually the bottom part of the hair. Just like that. That's the bottom part. So we're just gonna go at it. Add those bad boys right there. And show the underside of his hair, his spiky hair. Making sure that we're sticking to the rules that we've set, so that we don't confuse which is which. Right? If something's above him, it's not gonna have this blue color because it's supposed to be the shadow. We're playing with that rule, and it is you need to be consistent with that throughout the piece, so that it doesn't get confused with other stuff. If I streak it like this on the top, it's gonna look like a highlight. Even though it looks like a highlight here, in the general piece, it doesn't appear like that. It looks like a rim light coming from the bottom, but it's also the shadow for the blue piece. So it kind of plays in your head that, yeah, it is a shadow, even though it's not as dark as shadow. It represents shadows, if that makes sense. So we're just gonna add more stuff here. Okay, that is not correct. That shouldn't be there. Here. Maybe we could blend this right here because it's kind of static. Hi, brother Corgi. That's a cute emo. Holy shit! Where did you get that? Hi. Welcome to the stream. I'm just finishing this page for my own comic book, my own title. So I'm just finishing up the character and then work on the background of it. It's not gonna be like a full background. It's just gonna be, some cool thing going on in the background. Well, I haven't decided yet what to put, but we'll see a bit later. Okay, now we kind of muddied the top, so we're trying to fix that now. And re-establishing the values is always important. You don't want to be muddy with your values. Even though it's still hard, I still find it hard to, be really concise with and deliberate with your values. Sometimes I play around with it too much, that I focus on one part of it and then I just get lost with the playing. And by the end of it, it's just muddy, so I wasted time doing it. It's kind of weird. But we're still just gonna finish it up, add more stuff here. Okay, more shadow. So this is the top of his head, right? So it has some shorter stuff, shorter hair, and some actually comes the other way around. So it doesn't. It's not a vacuum of hair. There's structure in it, or at least it makes sense. It's too pedantic to call it a structure. It's just a bowl of hair. Okay, clip paint is saving my stuff. Maybe I need a better memory from my computer. All right. That. Where did you get those? Logo emotes. All right. So we're going to make the background now. I think this is the layer. Oh, that's not the layer. Okay. Just add it here, I guess. For the... Oh shit. Hold on. It's kind of... The size of the brush is too big. Hold on. EATH OF THE RAG. Wait, that's wrong. GING. Raging. FIST. Can we... Is it... maybe not. Where do we put this? I'm just looking for a way to add some elements in the background. Maybe the brush is too clean. I'll try a different brush. Black. Oh, this one. This is kind of nice. It has that swoosh, like the bristle effect. Oh, that's cool. Let's try that. So again, P. Okay, I need to... PAT. Alright. One more. PAT. H. A. TATH O and F. And then another TH and E. Of the... Maybe we could put it here. Raging Fist. Okay, you could do that. I know it's R. And RAGI and G. raging fist. Oh no. Can't get the right stroke. I haven't studied calligraphy, even traditional calligraphy. F I. Okay, it's a bit too close, but we could put it here. Fist. Oh, fist, and then T. Doesn't look aesthetic. Maybe we could. Thank you, brother Corgi. Have you been around? This is the first time I saw your username. Oh, this is a way better brush. Hold on. This could be nice. No, it doesn't add the bristles. I guess it kind of does, but... Okay, thank you, Corgi. Brother Corgi, for dropping by. So again, we're trying to write by buying the modern version, so I could actually spell with it. So yeah, we're trying to add some elements of that. So PA T H I think that font is quite nice. That size. Of the H of the and then R. Reaching NG. Then F. Oh shit, I can't stroke it correctly. I can't stroke it. I can't make a proper stroke. That's way better. I can stroke it properly. Yeah. Alright. Keep it together. Okay, I need to have a space there. So they're not a single word. So F I S and see. Oh, I forgot to put the ignite. So maybe here. Let's try a different brush. This is I. And then I might transfer this to Photoshop because I have better brushes there. Alright. So every Mondays we're gonna be doing comic stuff, and for now I'm just finishing the cover, but I have chapter 3 and 4 lined up, and we're gonna stream that on Mondays. It's Manga Mondays. Wednesday we're gonna be streaming some hot steamy stuff. It's called Lewd Wednesday. Etchy stuff, nothing too crass, but tasteful, etchy. And on Friday, it's gonna be Fab Friday, so we're gonna be mostly doing illustrations and more time for more. I'm gonna streaming equally art and illustrations and games afterwards. So after every stream, I play a few hours of games after it's done. So yeah, that's the schedule for now. That's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. What are those hands? Are those Mickey Mouse's hands? Mickey's hands? I know. I'm scrub. I have a scrub emote collection. I haven't been around. Oh hey, that's Mr. Satan or Master Pogi if you live in the Philippines. You grew up in the Philippines, I'd say. So okay, we're gonna switch to Photoshop so we could render this better, but first things first. Yeah, oh, okay. Okay, you got me there. It's Bob Ross. But he has the mustache thing. It looks like Mr. Satan or Master Pogi. Alright, so we're gonna save this as Photoshop. Yeah, see, you get what I mean. He has a mustache thing. And we're gonna save this as Photoshop. We're gonna launch Photoshop and switch it out. Because I want to paint the background a bit, but most of my brushes in clip paint is for manga and effects. So it doesn't paint well unless I use the Copic brushes, which I also don't use for painting much. Only this one. This is the most extensive piece I did for those brushes. So let me just load Photoshop here real quick and switch out the scenes so that we could get along just fine. Where's that? Comics. Cover. There we go. Alright, so I'll switch out scenes in a bit. I used to play Bob Ross live stream on Twitch as I go to sleep. It's it's ASMR. binaural sound something. I forgot the exact term, but somewhere along those lines. So yeah, we are switching now on Photoshop, so we could paint the thingamajig there. All right, just letting stuff calm down because my RAM is screaming at me. What are you doing, man? Alright, so we have a few cool brushes in here. Let me just check if it's actually correct. Yep, I guess it is. Hmm. Rough metal, I like the sound of that. Oh shit, it has those things. Oh shit. Alright. It's a bit tedious to do, but you know what, fuck it. I'll have to clean this up. Shit. You know what, I'll just paint over it. For the edges. Maybe you could use a blue background too. But nah, it's too big. It's too much of nuance. This is why you should always be aware. Where do you put your layers and where you draw? So what happened here is I accidentally merged this layer with another layer, and it made the whole thing like on a white background. It's like the whole thing has a white background. It's not a single layer like this. So I kind of fucked up and saved it, and I lost this layer. It became this layer with white background. So I have to, you know, make a quick adjustment with that. And this is what you get for not understanding and not, you know, being aware where to draw or what layer you're drawing on. This is why I hate layer managing. It takes too much brain space and RAM on your brain. I just want to paint like I would paint on paper, but sometimes you have to layer things out. But what I do is as soon as I'm done, you know, managing the layers, or you know, I'm past a certain step in the process, I would just merge them down all together and then just paint, just keep on painting. That's how I usually solve that layer management stuff. It's kind of annoying. I can't survive on like 10 layers max. That's at least it. Anymore, I would be confused, hella confused. Because, you know, I also don't name my layers, so that's also my fault, but who has time for naming layers? Unless if you're working with other artists, you should name your layers, but if you're working by yourself and no one else will work on your stuff, yeah, you don't have to name your layers. You just need to be really aware or merge them afterwards, so you don't have to be as much of aware of your layer arrangement and order. Unless, or you know, if you fail to do that, this is what you'll do. You know, you encounter something and you spend a good few minutes trying to, rectify your mistakes, which is kind of annoying. That's what you get, boy. Right. I wish I could lasso tool this, but it's even more annoying because sometimes my pen would glitch out and it will undo the selection. It's just annoying to use. Right. A bit better, but there's still those white stuff. And of course I felt doing that. Just add more stuff here. And get this working. Oh, don't pick the red color. Oh god. That's a lot of stuff to manage. Maybe we could get away by not really going through those edges. This is so this is unfortunate and completely unnecessary. If I was only aware of my layer situation. My socket is about to blow. It smells burnt something. That is bad. I need to swap that out. Okay, we're just adding more stuff here. Jeez Louise. Why do you have to merge it with a different layer? You're working on it. If I was working, like, if I'm working on a piece, I'd just hide it. I will not deal with this stuff. Make it, because most of the time, it's not necessary to be changing backgrounds like this. But in this piece, it's quite, we're trying to experiment with some stuff. So there's going to be a lot of backgrounds to, to go on and make a decision from. But we have this a bit of a predicament at our hands that I have to clean out my edges because I accidentally merged it with the layer that has a white background, and I kind of just quick lasso to it so that I could work on it, and didn't really imagine that I would work on it. Maybe that's better, maybe not. Eh. I like this version. I think it looks cool. You know what? I will do it. Let's just go. Let's just freaking go. Clean up your mess. You're a grown man. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna dive in. Clean our mess up. Gonna take a few minutes, but that'll be easy. It's just tedious. That's what's really nagging me. But it's my fault, so I can't really complain. Okay, I need a stronger brush with no transfer. What? That was weird. Why did? What? Whoa! It's an eraser brush without transfer settings. Kind of hate transfer. You know, it's a love-hate relationship. It works with certain type of brush, but when you're trying to erase stuff, it becomes annoying. Doesn't gel up. Like it doesn't really. It becomes more harder to use because you have to really press on your pen, and it might not get the 100% opacity through it, so you have to brush it again one more time. So for erasing stuff like this, it's better to use turn off the transfer settings. And then we're gonna follow it up with a decent brush stroke. Doesn't look weird. Like I grabbed it up from somewhere. Alright, so it's kinda, it's kinda getting there. Whoa. What? Which one is it? Oh, I just have to. Huh. That was weird. Alright, so I'm gonna take a 5-minute break, stretch my legs, stand around, walk around, keep my legs from being atrophied, and I'm gonna be back. And we're gonna continue doing this arduous task of cleaning up my mistakes. Alright? So I'll be back in in 5 minutes. All right, be right back. back at it. Just figuring out. Hold on, I'm fixing my in-game. No, no, not in-game. The chat overlay. It's a ghetto setup. It's slapped on. It's not even a plugin. It's a GitHub CSS something that allows you to use a chat window as an overlay. But I'm multi streaming to Facebook and YouTube at the same time, and I'm using a Mob Crush restream. So I kind of have to use their unified chat so I could gather all the comments and the posts from all of the streams, and I can't use anything else. So it has this weird black box, the one you're seeing right now. It's kind of acting weird. I didn't saw your chat saying the same. I saw it on my Twitch feed, which is open in the minimized tab. So sorry I didn't read that, but I did read it. I kind of have a brain spasm right there. All right, so back to the stuff. I'm gonna do and fix this. This situation. I can't speak. What the hell? This situation I made for myself. Just gonna add more stuff. Yeah, just paint over that. Oh my god, look at that stuff. It's like, what was I thinking? Now, I'll probably switch to exclusively streaming on Twitch once I, gather enough following over here. But for now, I'm just casting my net as wide as I could, and hopefully I could, people could see me. But as of now, it's been quite a slow progress. But what I'm planning to do is make some tutorials, some speed paintings over on YouTube, so that I could gather audience from there and pull them all the way to Twitch. But for the meantime, this is the mode of streaming that I have to do. Multi-streaming, setting up, unsolicited programming that no, not unsolicited. I'm just joking with that. I got it from GitHub, and it was recommended that I use it for multi-stream because it actually uses an overlay for OBS Studio, which is what I'm using. I'm not using Streamlabs because of the same reason. I'm trying to multi-stream, and they don't have features that would allow me to see any chats or notification from other platforms. They only have Twitch chat in their overlays and Windows screen on the stream and in game. So that kind of defeats the purpose of what I'm trying to do. But I might switch to using it in the future. But for now, it's the setup that I have to get used to. It's quite easy transferring around stuff. They have the import OBS settings, so they'll import everything, every scene you had made and transitions. So try to import it, and you just have to make sure it's working and trick it yourself if it's not. So yeah, I'm planning also to grab a webcam soon, but I'm trying to make something out of it. It's not just gonna be my face plastered on the stream. I'm trying to figure out something. One of the options was become a virtual streamer, which looks like fun, but I don't know. I think I want to go more on a comedic approach, but I'm not sure. I'm not a funny guy naturally, but I'm more of an annoying, uh, smart pants, funny guy. I'm not. I would hope I'm funny, but it would seem it would seem that that is up for debate. So I can't be betting on it. So yeah, that's the plan. Once I get my stuff together and manage to, set up a nice workstation around here, that's gonna be the next thing to do. Because I also have to set up, my own comics, their website. I also have to set up Patreon, which is I'm still trying to do, but I want to be ready with the content when I open it. So it's just I have to just publish it. There you go. Just use it whenever. So as long, I'm trying to focus on getting the content first, so that there's a reason for it being existing. It existing. We're gonna fix this. This is weird. It became like a line art of some sort. Yeah, it's getting there. Just adding more stuff, making sure that the outline is there. It's as it should be. None of those white stuff. There you go. And now we're just gonna add remove more of these and add some more of the blue one. It's kind of amazing that when you put it against a black background, everything just lights up, right? Because your eye contrasts it to the color surrounding it. It compares them, so it's like relative to what color beside it, how much dark it should be. But if we remove this black, it becomes the darkest image in the piece. So your brain registers this as, oh, that's probably black. But oh no, there's a blacker black, so this is actually black and the hair is not so dark. Oh, I mixed it up. Oh no, I need that. So that is value constancy. It's just how your brain reacts to adjacent values, and same with colors really. It works both ways. So a red could appear more red if there's blue around it, like what we're doing now. Or if there's a blue light and you have a red object, it will not appear as red. It would appear as something of a violet hue because of the blue light. And that's called color constancy. As I would understand it, I've watched 2 YouTube videos that discuss about it, and that's about that. That's my knowledge references. They're great artists. They're from great artists, so I trust them. As a self-taught artist, you have very limited resources to to really have to use those. I don't have a formal training nor education. I just love to draw and learn it myself. I yeah, probably draw as much as I could. If there's time to waste, I draw. If I'm, for example, if I'm not doing anything and I'm bored, I just draw. Just kept on drawing. Sometimes I would, and that's different from actual drawing hours. All right. Let me just check the stream of. Oh no, I changed it. No, 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 get back, get back. I don't need that color there. Okay, you're getting there. A few more. So I'll probably edit this out once I make the speed paint video. Oops. Now we could just paint this. Ta-da! Almost done. Just gonna fix some of these stuff because for the life of me, I accidentally merged this layer with a white background layer, and it becomes trapped in that white background. So I have to cut it out again, and I have to cut it out and then paint just completely finish the damn thing. And now that I have to use the background color, the white or artifacts, if you want to call it that, is left with the image. So I have to just clean it out because I forgot to. Okay, I have smaller decreases brush size here, and I'm just adding more, removing all the white stuff, and repainting some of the damaged edges that you already established here. So it's not much work really. It's just tedious. You're like I don't know. But yeah, it's just tedious. Ooh, what happened here? I didn't notice that. Okay, I'm gonna clean that up. Right, on the side, everything seems okay. I'm gonna clean this too. Sure. Yeah, we define our edges well. Oh, shit! Don't erase the thing. Alright, oh, we're gonna add more stuff here. Put more stuff there. That's cool. The thought came into my mind. This. Right, so we're done. I'm gonna get rid of this. Actually, no, I'm just gonna delete that. Save it. Why does it keep saving like this? Save right there. Copy that, open it again. I hope it didn't fuck it up. There we go. Right. I kind of wanted to vape for a bit. Since no one's here, I'm just gonna do that. Right. We'll finish this up. What else I need to do? Oh, yeah. I think the balconies work. It's quite an easy fix. What we're gonna do is, whoa, why is it behind? I'm hoping to delete something important there, but you know, I have to also to connect this to his crotch and make it so that it's actually pants. You know what I'm saying? Because he's striding forward, his legs are in front of his. Right, like that. Maybe add a bit more contraction here. No, wrinkles. And we gotta, still adjust some of these things. And maybe add. Hold up. Alright, just adding more stuff here. Maybe the there we go. We have a decent belt now. Oh shit, I touched the mic, sorry. What else? That looks whack. Let's fix that. I don't really have a style. I noticed that. Like, I know if it's a sign of not reaching that level yet. But it is what it is. Ooh. Maybe a bit violet. And maybe this exact color would be cool. Maybe add more depth to it. A bit more value to push it behind him. Hey, this is Feng Zhang's brush, right? It is. So it's part of this brush pack I got from Lucid Pixel. He has a YouTube channel. It's really great. He tackles more of your journey as an more of your journey as an artist, and not just He does also give tutorials and guides, but I like his the journey part of being an artist better, because even though it's even though it's kind of straightforward, it's not really the case when you go about it. What happened? Why did my computer beep? Hello? The computer beep. Nice. Maybe I could ditch him for a minute so I could paint everything here. Now I can pop him back in so we could see better. Just adding more, making him pop out of that dark background. Just wispy stuff. Will not probably show in print, but since most of this will be digital release, I'm not thinking about it too much. I'm prioritizing digital versions of this. I usually just print these for conventions, and it's a chance to meet, potential readers and meet those who actually, meet those who read it and wants the hard copy. So it's mostly that. That's the main goal for conventions and actual prints. Same with streaming. They're literally the same. Meeting the fans, interacting with them. If I do have fans, if I met one. But for now, it's keep jabbing at the work while, looking for them. And that's quite a journey to have to put your work out there and, hoping someone, at least someone, would like it. Because sometimes even friends, they it's not that they don't appreciate your work, but they literally doesn't click on them, and they would just see it as a gesture of, oh, nice, it's cool, and you can't bet on them reading it. Even artist friends, I learned that the hard. I kind of got butthurt, but you gotta accept that. You need to find your true audience, the actual people who like your stuff, and it's always a journey to find them. This comic is available online, so there are people who read it, rated it, few people liked it, so those people are the target. That's them. It's them that you should be focusing on, because that's they're literally the person you tell your stories to, and that's more important than something that is as arbitrary as likes or shares. Of course, that's a major part of it, but with manga and comics, it's mostly people who read it. Even if they don't like it or it's not their taste, at least they read it. It's always it means so much to a creator. It's like you're having to worry about, oh shit, I need to make my first few pages extremely to capture them. It's a skill, right? But you don't have to do that, especially if you want a slow burning series or story that has depth. Those things require dedication. It has to pay off, especially if you're gonna read them. It's more of like that. It does capture the piece, but it became kind of. Looks okay. Hmm, kind of a bit out of place, to be honest. Might change up the color of the background at some point. It doesn't quite work. Huh. Maybe change this color or two. Oh, zero that. Hmm. eh. This is red. It kind of. Hmm. Now is the time to decide. Okay, one more thing. Before we save that, open it back to Group Paint Studio. So for the final thing that we're trying to do, we want to make so we're gonna sketch a bit, just allocating the space for the writing. It's by buy-in. So it's gonna be have like that and a corner for the kudlits, kudlit. Hold up. So that is the plan. So we're just gonna be path off. Oh, off. Hold up. Of the it's THE Raging Fist. Raging, and I can't see it now. Get out of here. Oops. Raging. It's an I Raging Fist. Oh. Fist. Ignite. Ignite. That's how it spells. So we need to be, put our calligraphy hat on. Even though I have no idea, no techniques at all in calligraphy. I'm gonna arrange it somehow. So it looks cool and nice for the page. It helps add to the composition and stuff. So raging, that's the word. I designed a system that would allow you to write vertically with Bitcoin. And before I actually when I was starting this what do you call this series, I actually thought of making my own version of by buying, but at that point I didn't realize that there was actually an updated modern version. So when I discovered that, instead of adding to the confusion or just putting another version of it, I just adapted to the modern standard version so that I could help promote it with my work in the future. So I threw away the manuscript that I tried to design the language or the letters with. Threw it away, relearn the letters, memorize them. It took me about 3 months, another 6 months so I could write them fluently. So after that, I could write and read very slowly in Bye-Bye. Then it took me, I started writing my journals in Bye-Bye so I could read them next morning and help me train myself reading them, because it actually takes a lot longer to read them because it requires instant recognition of characters. If you see an A, you know it's an A, right? So writing is memory, reading is more instinctual. It's like snaps. Oh, you recognize that letter, it means it's this, it's that. So that took a while, actually reading the line, but yeah, I'm able to read right by now. So it's modern version, but I wanted to be able to write it vertically because in the normal version, for example, M. Oops, I'm gonna put that layer right about here. So M. So that's M. This is Ma. It's a bisyllabic spelling. It's like it's a little bit similar to Japanese letters. It always accompanied by a vowel. So that's ma. This is me. This is me. You might not be able to see that. This is mo, and this is mu. So that's a, e, o, u. So with that in mind, I see it's almost natural to me now. So I added this system that allows you to differentiate this kudlets because normally when people write it horizontally, it's gonna be just at the bottom, like me, no, mu, sang, musa, or pusa, pu, sa. So that's how it is. So when you try to write that vertically, it becomes confusing. So pu, sa. So you don't know if this kudlit right here, the vowel u, is we don't know where it is connected. It could be connected to the S or it could be connected to the P. So PU or it's either PU or SE. So if you do it like this, you might mistakenly read it for poos. I shouldn't say that. Okay, you get the point. So it could be E or a U. So I designed a system that allows you to write vertically by allocating sideways. So the left corner of the main character and the bottom right corner of the main character. So if you put it here, you know that it's at the top. If you put it here, you know it's on the bottom. So let's write that again. Let's write that example again. So pu sa. So you will not mistake this kudlit that that is connected to the S because it should be right here if it was an E, right? But it's not the case. You spell it here, so it's PUSA because this is sa and this is S. This is to omit the cross, is to omit the A vowel. So this is the just a system that I added to it so that it would allow the characters to be written vertically without being confusing. Normal writing is not calligraphy, fancy stuff. Everyday normal writing, and that's what the goal is. The more people use it again, the more it will thrive as a writing system. Because if no one is using it, no one would care. No one would really care. You can find that says, "Oh yeah, bye bye," and all the other dialects. But as long as no one uses it, it's gonna stay like that. It's gonna stay like a obscure part of culture, and it's technically dead if no one uses it. No one understands it. No one uses it. No one knows how to write with it. It's dead. So the goal is to raise awareness and at least inspire people to learn it the fun way. So yeah, comics cheap. It just takes a lot of your time. So I picked that as my medium because I'm mostly elbow grease, mostly made of elbow grease. If I could do it alone, oh shit, someone's calling me. Hold up. I'm streaming.
I'm sorry.
Bakit? Hold up.
Tell me a minute.
Alright, I think we're done. don't know where to put the logo. It's probably here. Let's just put it here. This one. We could center the buying script like that. I guess so. Tone it up a bit. So it's a bit around 30. But they're both yeah. So yeah, we're done. And it's only 9 o'clock, so we're gonna go play some games for the rest of the stream. So those who drop by, thank you for hanging out with me for a while. And yeah, we're gonna start streaming a game stream in a few minutes. I'm just gonna take a quick short break, refill my coffee mug, and get some water. And but while I'm at it, I'm gonna think what I'm gonna play next. So yeah, this is gonna be the cover for the comic book, my comic book, and yeah, I'm quite happy with it. We succeeded in the goal of trying to emulate this cover, which is like that. We're trying to emulate that at some point. The yellow is nice. Should I try that? Would it hurt? Okay, hold on. Hold your horses. Hold your horses. It might work. Okay, so let's colorize this stuff. Oh, no. How do we do this? Okay, I have an idea. Color it, hue, saturation. Doesn't change anything. Luminosity. Oh, it does. It does. Okay, it does work. So let's find yellow. It's right here. Okay, cool. And then we blow this up a bit. It's a bit desaturated, but it's bright. A bit more, a bit less, a bit more, a bit less, a bit more. So that's what it's gonna look like. I prefer the white one. It works because it's above that, so we don't need to copy that or emulate it. There we go. So we're done. This is gonna be the cover for the first volume, and I'm gonna add, of course, my name and volume. I'm also gonna use this as promotional material elsewhere. I need to update some old art there, so I need someone that could stick to a lot. I would stick to a lot of landing pages. So yeah, that's like 4 birds in 1 stone. Whoopity doo. That's a good streak, if you ask me. So yeah, thank you for those who stopped by and say hi to Brother Corgi. Your emojis are cool, and yeah, I'll be back and stream. I'll stream some games. All right. Thanks for dropping by, and I'm signing out.